Whoa. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Not enough. Hello everyone and welcome to session 46 of The Little Wolf Knits. My name is Brianna and I am the dyer, designer, and human behind The Little Wolf Knits and this YouTube channel. If you're just checking me out for the first time, welcome. I hope you like it here. And if you're coming back after another video, welcome back. I hope you enjoy this video as well. We have a quick little podcast today because I feel like I don't have that much to talk about, but I wanted to keep our weekly streak going and keep you in the loop because I have done a little bit of work on my projects and there are some things coming soon that I want to get you ready for. But grab a cup of something and let's jump right in. First, I'll say I'm not wearing anything knitted today. It is very warm and I usually wear knits in warm weather, but I was at work in the office today and I just didn't wear anything. That's all I have to say about that. So let's just jump into admin. Admin updates, we only have a few things. One big thing that I will say is the Hot Stitch Summer Mal is still going strong. I think we just chose prize for week 4, the 4th week, which means the 4th prize, we wrapped the 4th week. I don't know, something like that. We were about a third of the way through this mal. Wait a minute. We are almost halfway through this mal. Is that right? It is the end of June. It's the middle of June. Whatever. We have more time. The mal runs through August 6th, so there is still time to join. And there will be lots of fun events coming up in the next month. So hop on to the Hot Stitch Summer Mal Discord. Down there's a link in the description below or linked in my bio on Instagram. Feel free to join the Little Wolf Knits Wolf Pack for lots of fun extras and things that will be happening. Or Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy's Ko-fi, who will also be having some fun Hot Stitch related events. That's all the admin, so let's jump into finished objects because I have a finished object. I know last week when I talked about my whips, I was hoping that I would have a finished object this week, but at some point I was doubting that I was going to be able to get it done, but believe it or not, I have a finished object. I literally just went downstairs and pulled it off the drying mats, the blocking mats, where it was drying, and tried it on. And I am even more in love now that this is blocked than I was before. Before it was blocked, when I tried it on, I loved it, but now I love it even more. This is a new design that I'm hoping to get into testing maybe this week. Before I go on vacation next week. So this week sounds like a good plan. And I think it's going to be called the Third Ave Tee. It is this really cute, simple from the front, like drop shoulder, but fitted. So top down. And the details on these are really cool. It looks just like the double knit sort of I-cord that's on my low tide tee, but it's not. It's a 1x1 rib. And it is on the neckband and the armband here and along the bottom edge. Oh, and I should say this is strawberry milk in sunfish. So it has beautiful drape. And I love it so much, it's giving me total ballerina vibes. I think it's a mix of the design and the colorway. But plain, simple, we love it. Back, not so simple, and we love it. It has this really cute swooping sort of effect that once it's on, it kind of opens a little bit and pulls apart. So it shows a little bit of skin, but it's still pretty modest and is like feminine, dainty, sexy, but classy. We love it. And the trim is actually worked as you go around, all the way around until it is, you can see it over here. I actually did a 3-needle bind off here. And then this was the first one I did. And then I used a different technique for the arms. And I think I prefer this technique, but it wasn't bad enough to rip it out and do this one again. You can't really see it unless I pointed it out to you, but it is so good and I am obsessed with it. So as per usual, all testing calls will go to my wolf pack first, and then if there are still spots, it'll go to my newsletter. My testing calls rarely go to Instagram anymore, so if you're interested in getting into my testing calls, consider subscribing to my newsletter, which you can do on my website or my Instagram bio. Or if you've been considering joining the wolf pack, this is one of the perks that group gets. Some of my tests were fully filled just from the wolf pack. I think my low tide tee filled completely from the wolf pack. And then it's really fun as a testing group. Tests are fun anyway, but then it was a group of people who already knew each other. We were able to talk about it and show each other our progress in our Zoom knit night. So it was a really, really fun. And this one might be going the same direction. We will see very soon. But that is the only thing that I finished this week. So let's talk about what else I've been working on. I only have one other knit whip. And I'll be honest, you haven't seen it yet because when I bound this off, I had nothing else on my needles. I did end up bringing a sock with me this weekend when we did our little girls trip, but I didn't, this is my remote for my speaker. I didn't even end up casting it on because I worked so diligently on this project. So I came home and thought, should I cast on my sock now? I need something for Tuesday movie knitting. And I realized, I sort of looked at my calendar, I looked ahead, and I'm going on vacation on the 19th. So I said, I have about 8 or 9 days before vacation. What do I want to work on in that amount of time? And I sort of figured it out by working backward by saying, well, what do I want to take on vacation? And then figuring out what I don't want to work on right now. And I decided for vacation, I want to have a sock whip that's like easy knitting. And I want to have, I'm actually going to make a second sample of this top because by then the pattern will be written up and I'll sort of just join along with my testers following my own written pattern a little bit easier and less brain space while I'm on vacation. So then, working backwards, I said, okay, well then what should I cast on now? And what can I work on in about 8 days that will get me a good amount of work and put me ahead a little bit because by the time I get back from vacation, it will be the end of June. And if this is an August release, that means I need to get working on a September release. So that's exactly what I started on Tuesday. Did I say what day it is? I don't even think I said what day it is. It is Wednesday, June 12th. That's all. So this is in a really cute summery bag, my Converse bag from Black Pearl Magic. It's so much fun and so bright and I love it. And the yarn in here, let me show you what yarn it is actually a yarn for my cereal collection. It is peanut butter chocolate Flava and it is so beautiful. My neutral heart is loving it and it looks so good. It's going to be perfect for fall. Also, my nail polish is very bad, so don't judge it, but it's still the same as last week. I'll have a Gin and Tectonic by OPI. But this, let me tell you the really funny story with this yarn. Last week, I had set this aside because I thought I might be starting this project next after this whip. And I had 3 skeins of it on catamaran, and I said, that's perfect. I'm really loving working with my catamaran base lately. I'm loving the plumpness and the squishiness of it, and I think that will be perfect for this project that I have in mind. So I took it out, and I took out a few other skeins of yarn, some in this colorway, some in different colorways, for other designs that I was thinking I could start in the near future. And I put it in a little pile. Yesterday, I went to go find this yarn, and I realized I only had 2 skeins on catamaran, which I was worried would not be enough for the design that I was thinking of. I was so confused. I looked through all of the skeins that I had. I sorted through them several times. I was actually in the middle of poloing with Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy, which maybe made me more distracted than I should have been while doing this, but I felt like I was losing my mind. I was like, I swore I had 3 of these, but I guess I don't. So I ended up putting them back in a plastic bin that I had, and I chose 2 other skeins for the next thing I wanted to cast on, aka my sample for this. And I said, you know what, whatever, I'll just cast on that sample and then I'll work on this design while I'm on vacation. It's not the end of the world, and I will just dye this up today, aka yesterday. And then I was doing some stuff. I was dyeing candles. You don't have to know what it was for. I was dyeing candles, and I was cleaning up, and I went downstairs. I said, let me clean up this stuff and put it away so it doesn't stay on the counter. And something just pulled me to look in the bin again. I wasn't looking for this yarn. I wasn't going through consciously saying, let me see if I messed up. I just said, look in the bin for something. I don't even know what. And I opened the bin, and sitting right on top were 3 skeins of peanut butter chocolate Flava on catamaran. I don't know what magic was happening in the universe, but it worked out perfectly. So I didn't even need to dye the yarn, and I wound up my 3 skeins of peanut butter chocolate Flava, and they are ready to go, and I am already working on this whip. So now that you've heard my 10-minute saga about this yarn, let me show you what I'm working on. And I'm just loving how it's working up already. The colorway, the fabric, it is so beautiful. And if you're saying, Brianna, that just looks like a random strip of fabric, you would be right. Because I only started this yesterday afternoon, and I only worked on it for a few hours in the movie we saw yesterday. But it is, hopefully you can tell, going to be a top-down construction. And so I have worked about 4 inches on the back panel. It will be 4 inches once it blocks out. And you can see it is going to be a top-down drop shoulder design. And I am very, very excited about that. I am working this one with about 6 inches, 6.5 inches, 7 inches of positive ease rather than the like 10 or 11 I've done for my other low tide tees. But for this design, I think that is going to be a really nice amount. And I just threw my chocolate chip cookie stitch marker on there because I thought it matched well enough, but also I like my progress keepers to contrast a little bit so I can see them easily when I'm looking at my project. I don't want it to totally blend in. So this fit the bill perfectly, but that just started. I do have a Zoom tonight with my wolf pack for book club, so I'm hoping to work on another like 2.5 inches or so on this back panel and get ready to pick up for the front. Because I would love to get through the front and back panels and join in the body by Friday of this week. I definitely think I can do that. So this weekend, I'm just working round and round on the body. And then I'll be in a really solid place for this design for the rest of the week before we leave for vacation. Will I finish it? I don't know. It will be long sleeves, so I don't think I will finish the body in 2 sleeves. But will I finish the body? Yes. Will I get started on 1 sleeve? Do I want to get started on 1 sleeve and then go back and do the other sleeve? I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, this could be a project that I end up bringing on vacation for like airplane travel knitting. I'm not going to want a long sleeve sweater when I'm outside in the heat of Antigua, but it could be fun for airport, airplane, traveling, things like that. So who knows where this one will be next week. That's the only knitting whip I have. The other two whips I have are spinning whips. One you have seen and one you have not. First, I finally picked up my drop spindle spin. It has been languishing for so long. I feel like whenever I tell myself I'm going to start some sort of challenge where every day, or I'm going to put more work on this weekly, I don't do it. So I don't know. I need to just be better is what I'm learning. But I picked it up yesterday. I spun for about half an hour, and maybe I will spin for a few more minutes today. I don't want to just finish this unless I'm finishing this and then rejoining another little poof, a little nest of fiber, because we all know if I finish this and I don't attach another bit of fiber, I will never pick it up to work on it. But this is my bobbin drop spindle from Carrie Cherry. And you cannot see the colors very well, but it's like peachy, mauvey, and a little bit of green in there. And it is super subtle, but I love it. Like low contrast, and it's beautiful. And I have a lot more fiber to spin up on that one. The other spin that I have is on my wheel, which is right there. That's why I keep looking at it. But let me grab it and show you where we're at. This is one that I've been saying for weeks I'm gonna get started, and again, once I said it, I have not done it. But this is Atomic Fiber Studios Fall is Here on a non-super wash Corriedale base, and it is bright and it is bold, but it is also moody and peachy. These like wines and these soft peaches are so much fun, and I have spun a little bit of it. I split this braid in half and prepped it, and then I worked a third of it, maybe a half of it, yesterday in one go. I would love to spin a little bit. I'm being realistic. I probably will not get to it tonight, but I would love to spin some more of this tomorrow afternoon. I would love to finish this part of the braid this week. Is it doable? Sure. Will I actually realistically do it? I don't know. We'll see. But then I have the other half, and then I will ply it with this bobbin of Wild Pumpkin from Atomic Fiber Studios. And I already am so excited to see what it's going to look like. So that, let me put this down, is the only other active whip that I have on my needles right now. But since I already wound up my yarn for my project plans for vacation, I figured I would show you that so you can see it. I actually have two. I have both of them? I do. So I can show you both things. I just threw it into my Songbird handmade bag because I had it up here and I've been loving it, and it's neutral and fun. And this is red berries on my laser base. So single ply, fingering weight. And I am so excited. Just picture this colorway with this design. It'll be a bit more fun and punchy, but still like feminine, summery, delicate. And I think it'll look good, honestly, year round. Spring, summer, heading into fall, these tans definitely make it seasonal, but the pops of pinks and red make it really fun. So I have not started that yet, but it is in this bag and ready to go for when I get to it. So, and I left my little shorty needle in here that I could technically just leave. Oh, but this is the wrong needle size. So I guess I will put this away. And just remember to grab my shorty needles to bring with me on vacation. Or at least prep 2 needles to bring with me so I can bring this along. And then let me grab, it's right over here, the other project. It's a sock project that I'm planning to bring on vacation. So I will be bringing 2, potentially 3 items with me on vacation. But it is some leftover yarn. There's not that much, so these will not be very long socks at all. I'm smelling sage and blackberry, but this also smells a little bit like lemon tart. So I'm wondering if that's what was in the bag with it the last time I used this yarn. But this is my lemon cookies yarn, and I'm realizing now, which is really sweet, that this is actually leftovers from the whip I was working on our anniversary trip. Oh my gosh, I mean our honeymoon. This is so sweet. So on our anniversary trip, I will be working with the same yarn that I took on our honeymoon. I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's so cute. But I'm going to make socks for someone. So lemon cookies, cookie collection, super cute. And I just have a Sweet Cherry Jewelry Co. stitch marker on there ready to go. And I have my little Highland Cow stitch stoppers ready to go. And then I have my birthday suit on Sunfish ready to go and in here. That will come with, with me on vacation. And this is in my horse feather fiber arts bag, again, that I used for the last socks that I worked on for Michael's anniversary gift. Oh, this is such a sweet little project now. Anniversary gift bag with honeymoon yarn. They're not for Michael, but that is okay. And it'll come with us on our vacation. Cool. That is it. That's all we have for project plans. That's all we have for whips. That's all we have for finished objects. So let's talk just for a second about what's in the shop. Okay, we have a few things in the shop. Nothing new, nothing that you have not heard about yet, but I will just remind you of all of the things. The single skein or the single day countdown for my Moana inspired Island Girl July box, it's a lot of words in there, is still available. I showed it last week as a little spoiler. I don't have any more on hand to show you, but they will be dyed and they will be going out. All of the countdowns actually went out today. The post office picked them up, and most of the single day countdowns also went out. There are still a few that have been placed in the last few days that need to be dyed, but they will get there in time for July. And if you want one, you can still grab one. Also, our October Beetlejuice inspired boxes are still available. Y'all have been loving them, and I am so happy. Yesterday at the movies, we actually saw the trailer for Beetlejuice 2, which I think was the first time I had seen that trailer in a movie theater. Otherwise, I have just looked it up on my own, and I was so excited. So excited. It comes out September, so I was just thinking about how I will be shipping out all of the advents and then go watch that movie. And I'm just so excited for it. I was talking to Kent, my friend Natalie's husband, Kent, and we were talking about the box, and he is so excited about it. I don't know who's more excited, me or him, but we are both very, very excited. I think we will likely be chatting in the near future and brainstorming on colorways and things that will need to go into that countdown. But those are all still available. There's a 13-day, a 30-day, in fingering DK or fiber, which some of y'all have been jumping onto, which is very exciting. And then a single day or a full skein that you can get on any base in any quantity. And I'm really excited to see how much y'all are loving those. We also have our June clubs. Our first is Bridal Bouquet, which was inspired by my own bouquet for our wedding that we are now celebrating for our 1-year anniversary. So that's really fun. And then our Ted Lasso, our last Ted Lasso colorway for this year, the Crown and Anchor. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And there is, I think it's called the Prince's Head is the name of the actual pub. That's the exterior of Crown and Anchor. And I learned you can go visit and do a Ted Lasso tour. Now I really, really want to go. Are you Ted Lasso fans? I have been talking to a few folks recently who said they've actually never watched it, which makes me very, very sad. And if that's you, you're missing out big time. So go watch Ted Lasso if you haven't already. But these two clubs are available and will be available for another week or so. So make sure that you grab them if you want them. And I have not gotten around to listing Progress Keepers, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Progress Keepers and these bags I have, they're so cute. I really want to list them. They have just been going to the bottom of my priority list. And to be honest, it's because no one is yelling at me or holding me accountable. So please, someone yell at me. Please, in the comments, tell me that you want these Progress Keepers. Tell me that you're waiting for some cute bags from Coven Collective, and tell me to get my butt into gear and list these items. Please, please, someone make me do it. Okay, that's all we have. So let's chat life updates. Okay, life updates. What has been going on? I feel like the same old, and yet things are still in flux. I think I was telling y'all about my car last week. And I still have a loaner car, but I realized I just have a missed call from Kelly. So maybe my car is ready. Maybe I will be able to pick it up tomorrow or Friday and get my car back. That would be so nice. I finished reading Lock Every Door with our book club. I really liked it. It was predictable. I saw where it was going. I guessed everything, but I still really liked it. And maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. I know there are a few folks in our book club that it sounds like they didn't love it, but I'm very excited to talk about the rest of the Wolf Pack later tonight and hear their thoughts. Once I am done with that, I actually have a hard copy book that I bought in Barnes & Noble a few weeks ago that I think I'm going to read next and take with me over the next week. It's pretty short, so I think I'll be able to get through it this week. And then I'll plan to save some Kindle reads that I have for once we are on vacation next week. We are still watching American Horror Story New York City that season. I think we have 1 or 2 episodes left, maybe 3. But we just haven't been watching it that much. We've had a lot of other things going on, but I've really been liking it and I'm looking forward to watching it. So I'm hoping that maybe we get in an episode tonight after book club, and then maybe we are able to finish it tomorrow or Friday, because it's been really good. We've just been sleeping on it. We've just been busy. That's all. And then yesterday we went to see, last week we watched In a Violent Nature. Did I talk about that? It was terrible. I think we did. Because Michael liked it. It was terrible. This week, yesterday, we saw The Watchers, which was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot. Sci-fi, suspense, sort of horror and twist. But after last week, I feel like there was a very low bar, and this definitely met or surpassed that bar, so that's been fun. I was glad about that. And then Michael and I have just been watching Hell's Kitchen here and there while we're like cooking or eating or doing things like that. And we have almost watched the first season. I think there's 20-something seasons. So that is really funny. My sister and I also watch Archive 81. I have seen it already, but she hadn't. And so we watched the first few episodes together, and then she went and finished it. So that's been cool to just chat with her about that. And then we also this weekend started The Circle, the newest season, but we only watched an episode or 2. And we already are so annoyed by all of the people. We were both like, oh, this is going to be so hard to get through this season because these people are annoying. But it's always fun watching shows with her. So that's been a good time. This last weekend, like I said, we did a girls' weekend while the boys were here in Pennsylvania, and that was lots of fun. Me, Sophia, her best friend, who is like kind of my best friend, sort of our adoptive sister since like elementary school, and my mom. So that was really fun. Nanny came down for like a day and then she headed home. We did some relaxing. We did some beach time, lots of reading. We were all very into our books, which was very fun, and lots of knitting on this. So let's hope this coming weekend is as full of reading and knitting as this last weekend was. There's lots going on. Tomorrow I'm actually heading to a friend, a realtor actually, in full transparency. Our realtor who helped us buy this house in Pennsylvania has some sheep. And I've been wanting to meet them for years, since I met her. And I was talking to her recently about her sheep and her flock now, and some of the fleece of her sheep now that I've been spinning, and am a little bit curious about processing wool. So I may or may not be going out to meet some sheep tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. And then this weekend, it is Father's Day, so we're actually heading to hang out with my dad for Father's Day and spend some time with him. His birthday is also next weekend, but we'll be gone for his birthday, so this will be a little bit of a Father's Day birthday combo. So we'll do some poolside knitting. Hopefully it should be really warm the next few days, so I'm excited about that. Maybe we will even continue watching Ted Lasso with him because he stopped about halfway through the second season. Actually, he's almost through the entirety of the second season. So maybe we will watch a little bit of that with him, but I will keep you posted on what we do, and I will keep you posted on my whips because I have a lot to get through and a lot to do. Not only getting this tester call, but I also have a pattern release next week that I didn't even talk about, but my C Street tank is coming out next Wednesday. So I have to do all the prep work for that. There's a lot to do. Everybody hold me accountable and kick my butt into gear. I hope that you do not have as much to do in the next week as I do, but that you get as much knitting, making, relaxing, and reading time as you want. That's how much I hope you get, as much as you want. And until next time, take care of each other. Talk to you soon. Bye.